Add me to the stage. Hey, yo, man.
Hello, man.
How's it going? How is it going, man? How's it going? How's it going?
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited. Okay.
Oh, I see. I see. When did you get a boat shirt? I'm just noticing that. I see your shirt.
Look this, look this. I,
I see it. You have
I,
a
I,
mod shirt.
I did yeah, I love it.
I like it. Looks very big. It's good. You have to give me one.
Yeah.
Okay,
then
so
yeah.
yeah, good. Today we're going to. What are we doing today exactly? Let me just put up. Uh, okay, now before we do all that, I think we need to talk about a little bit about what we are doing today. And if you are joining the stream today, we are talking about mode spray. And you're looking at when you look at your screen right now, you're seeing the two people that built mode spray. And I would just put a little bit of like, let me put a link. You can put a link in the chat so we can see what we're talking about. XYZ. So, with Multiplayer 2, we built like a couple months back. The first deployed on mode, and it is supposed to help people send multiple transactions with ease. And today we're going to find out if it has actually been helpful and also discuss about the UX. But more importantly, the goal for today is to see is Multiplayer eligible for retro funding for and also to talk about okay, let's see how we can apply to retro funding OP if we are actually eligible for it. So, do you want to add anything to that, Usito?
Um, I think you you say all, but yeah, we're here to improve experiences for the people,
Yeah, exactly.
to create and building new and great solutions, and all in one click.
All in one click, yeah. Because
Yeah.
well, we I wish we could demo it, but I don't want to focus more on multiplayer rather than balance the interaction between multiplayer and optimism, retro funding. Let me just share my screen and just put multiplayer live on camera right now. So this is multiplayer, and it is as simple as it looks. This thing is sent over. I can't put a figure to it because I never really did the sum, but it's kind of under the number of transactions we've processed. At least the last time I checked, I saw one single transaction that was sprayed. We handled about $50,000. Is that what you get? We handled about $50,000 that was sprayed to multiple addresses, and that is awesome because right from this, I'm going to show you how we figured that out. We've handled quite a number. We partnered with like Mochad token Mochad Coin, which is a coin on the Mode network, and we've been able to assist and help them carry out the main core operation of their system using Multispray, just making it easy for them to do that. So Multispray is as easy as let me go to Mode. I just want to connect my account to that. Switch to Mode from mainnet, and now I have access to the spray platform, and I can see a number of tokens that I can currently spray. Oh shit! Sorry. Let me just do that one more time. Okay, good. So I can spray mode. If you don't know that already, we are currently supporting mode, no chat, USDC, USDT, and a number of like loop tokens and coins and derivatives, and also like a number of stable coins that you can also spray. So the essence of spray is you want to send transactions to over 100 people. And how do you do that? If you are not using spray, that would involve you sending it one after the other. But if you're using mode spray, all you need to do is just like copy, paste, click, several steps, and boom, you're done. And I can show you what that looks like uh, quickly because I can show you. Let me pull up uh, the contract for mode spray on the mode mainnet. Let me do that real quick. I have it somewhere. Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that while I pull that up, Oscar? Like,
Yeah. Um, Maybe we can try to review it in lab spray. Uh,
Lab spray.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, awesome. So we know that just like you have the mainnet testnet, we also have an environment in Mospray that is supposed to be for testing, and it is meant to be for testing. So in case you were trying out Mospray for the first time, you want to see, can it actually do the task? How large of a transaction can it handle based on your use case? You can go to the laboratory, which is more like spray kind of testnet. It's not. It's when you come to Mospray, originally you are dealing with mainnet stuff. But if you go to spray laboratory, you'll be able to use the testnet. So I'm gonna just connect to the testnet, and everything stays staying. Let me connect again. Just gonna refresh that. And while that is pulling up, let me just show you the contract and try to show validate some of the things I said. So this is the contract that powers Mospray functionality, and we have this contract because we are deployed on the mode network. We are registered in something called the SFS. Do you want to talk about the SFS a bit, Wusito?
Yeah, the
The mode
functionality
SFS?
of
Yeah.
SFS. Uh,
Yes, yes.
yeah, we can get a little part of the of each one transactions that we are interacting with our smart contract. It is so interesting thing that because you just can focus on your idea, on generate a real value for the community, and not just think in get any revenue. Yeah, with
Yeah,
SFS is in a simple but it's a powerful, useful tool for the community, for the builders that we are creating new solutions.
exactly. So just to add to that, the SFS is something that powers like that incentivizes people building on mode. So if you are building on mode, you can register your contract on the mode SFS. The full meaning of SFS is sequencer fee sharing. So once you register your contract on the sequencer fee sharing, what it gives you is every time somebody interacts with your contract and they pay a transaction fee, you get a percentage of that transaction fee. You as the builder get a share of the cost of transacting with your contract. If you are doing on Ethereum, which gas fees could be as high as $20, you never see a cent of that. But if you are building on Merge, you have the opportunity to get a percentage of the transaction fee. So that is what called Mode SFS, and that's what we are leveraging and we're building on. Um, just to bring back to what we're talking about, I have this. I pulled up this. This is one of the contract interaction that has happened on Spray. You can see right here, token transferred. This is 15,000 USDC, which is $15,000 if you talk about in real world assets, right? And using Spray, somebody was able to send this amount. Let me just pull that up quickly to over. See the amount as I'm scrolling, you can see these are individual people that it was able to spray tokens to. And when I mean spray, I mean he was able to send this to multiple people at once. So imagine he had to send to a number of these addresses one after the other. That's a lot of friction. And that is one of the things that we are golden here with why building most spray. How can we improve the UX? How can we improve the experience of doing these things? And you can see it sent. And one thing you would also notice that it kind of send different values. So you see, from the contract to this person, it sent 5,000 worth of whatever coin, which in this case is USDC, and on this end it sends 2,000. On this end it sends 1,250. That is what's also one of the things that you can do with most, but you can have different recipients get different amounts of what you're spraying or what you're sharing. And that is also something that really helpful. So people that would use this are like people paying salaries or things like that. You want to share some coins, you want to do some giveaways, airdrops. I think this is something that you find valuable to do. Do you want to talk about the? Sorry, a minute. Do you want to talk about the way that works, Christopher?
Yeah, the way to interact with lab laboratory spray is it's similar. Here we need to choose the chain. In this case, we can refresh with Control Shift R if you need to refresh all the website exactly. And here we have all the tokens in our wallet directly to interact. I- in this case, is it's so interesting this solution, this spray, because when here we traduce something in transactions, and how the blockchain you can only see transactions, but behind this here there are many really cool ideas that are useful for the community. Yeah, for example, to pay contributors, send out grants, maybe transfer tokens to another friends, make airdrops. There are a lot of very useful ideas. You cannot see completed this when you check just the block explorer, but that is amazing.
Yeah, I think one of other use case that I think we should also explore. I was thinking about this in this fact is, I have several people that attend boot camps and like programs where they need to stake some token and give out. And I always thought about when they want to return these tokens, how is the process like for them? And I have read from some of the mails that they do send out that it seems they do carry out some of these transactions individually. And I could honestly imagine how they would do that for over 250 people. And that is also one area we are looking to. We have several things in the roadmap, and we're looking to build out like a one-stop solution to undo a lot of these friction. And that is gonna be part of what you might be seeing next on Spray. So I was about to show you what we so this is the interface, and the idea is you populate this with contracts and a number of separators. So a contract, you can add a space and the amount you want to send to the person, or a contract, a semicolon, and the value. So you see there are different ways to separate the amount from the address. And I'm going to quickly see if I can demonstrate that. I think I have some test kits here. Let me just see which of these accounts has test Ethereum. I'm going to move to mode testnet. All right, I'm connected to testnet. I can send some test kits, and I have two addresses here that do not have any keys. So you see, I have no Ethereum here, and on the OP demo day two, I also do not have any Ethereum here, and I want to send. So imagine there are like hundreds of these accounts that I need to send it to. So the idea is I want to get it from Peter. I want to get it from this account, and I want to send some over to these two other accounts. And imagine that we have over like 10 hundreds of these accounts like that. So let me see, let me demonstrate. Sorry, man. All right, let me demonstrate what that looks like. I will go here, and I like to do something where I just go new. Let me just do that. Let's do something where I put everything in a simple place. Make sure it is well formatted, and then I copy and paste. So let's just open that up, and I'm going to copy the two addresses I have here. So let me just do that quickly. I'm gonna copy this, paste it here, and also copy the other one. Also copy the other one, two, and also copy the other address, put it here, and I'm also going to let me add one more. You can see it off screen. So I'm gonna add one more address. By the way, if you have any questions or interactions, you can always drop them in the chat, and we will be sure to see them. So I'm going to add one more here. And right in front of these addresses, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to add a space in the first one and say that out of um, what I have, see, I currently have nothing here, right? I want to send, yeah, I want to send 0.0001 to the first address. I'm going to put a space, you can see. I'm going to put a space 0.0001 to the first one. And to the second person, I'm going to send, so let me use a different separator here. So I'm going to put equals to, just to demonstrate that we can try any form of separator. I'm going to send the same amount, but let's try 0.002 or 0.023. So 0.00023 or 0.0023. So, and then the last person I'm going to send, let me use a semicolon in this instance. I'm going to send 0.0001. So the same thing I sent to the first person. So these are three different addresses, three different persons. And ideally, the way you collect this is probably inside a Google form or a form of collection, maybe a tally or what other type form there or deform. This is a three form system, which is good. You can copy this now, and I'm going to go right here and then paste on keyboard. And as you can see, it populates like all the addresses and also like puts right in front of them in the amount column the amount that it represents. Yes. So to the first person, I'm sending 0.001 ETH. Second person 0.0023 ETH. Last person 0.001 ETH. And these are different people. And to send to each of them individually means I have to send three times. And imagine over 100 people, over 250 people, different reasons why this might be very usable or very valuable to a number of like users. But for this particular one, we're sending 0.0258 and we're distributing it, we're spraying it across these three people. So I'm just going to do spray. And the first thing it's going to do is going to ask me to prove that I want to
Yeah,
give it.
in this case, we just need to approve and pay the fee in one transaction because we are
Exactly.
interacting with the ethers yeah token. This is
Yes.
a little bit more directly uh, when you work with ethers. Uh, yeah,
Yes. Yes. But when you were working with like other ERC20 tokens, like USDC, you would need to first approve, like allow Spray to access the value of the amount that is there. So once you give it access to it, we can now take that and help you spread it out across those people. So and you can see that successful spray. A quick way to see that is if I go to the transaction hash, I can see on the testnet what just happened, and the testnet is going to show me that
excellent. We're going to internal transactions because
it's a
we are
transaction.
interacting with
Yeah.
exactly with ethers.
With eaters, yes. So because we're interacting with the native token, we take internet transactions. If you are dealing with ERC or any of that derivative, you would see it in the details right there. So you can see these are the three people I sent to. And a quick way to confirm is if I go right here to my wallet, you see it reduced, if you noticed. And I can also confirm that I've gotten that same value if I go here. I can see right here I have 0.001 ETH and also in the
Oh,
second
in
address.
this case, because MetaMask have this safe part when you transmit when we are in stream, we cannot check what are you are doing with your MetaMask. But here
Yeah,
we Yeah, here we can check completely how spray works. In this case, the keyword is when single transaction we interact with many wallets like you can see in this blog explorer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I think the next thing now, Osito, is to like we just showed people what multiplayer is and how it works, and we need to also like validate why we think this is helpful. Quick a bit of that before we now proceed to see talk about retro funding for and how we can apply to that. So I'll just kickstart that by saying that this was something we built over like I think before I think around February towards April, I guess. We can check from the Mod Explorer when the contract was deployed, and we believe that this is valuable because we've seen it being helpful to people. So I will just go right to the. This is the mainnet, and this is the transaction that has happened on Mospray on the mainnet, right? A number of sorry, mainnet. Yeah, this is the contract. This is the contract address, and I can just even copy this and paste it in the chat. So if you want to explore that on your own, you can do that. Comments. Okay, so that is a lot. Oh my god. Nah, let me delete. That's a lot. It's, let me just copy exactly. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it in the chart, and you can see it right there what that looks like. So you can go exploit, but we think this is valuable because uh, we've had people actually messages and say, you know what, we think this is gonna be helpful to my project, especially in partnerships with a number of like DeFi projects that are doing like that are moving money and need to do like airdrops and like send words to a number of people, and also people paying salaries. And I can display that by this is a contract. Let me just go to one of the very few ones that happened early 2 months ago. I mean, this is the one I showed you earlier where I said somebody sent over 15,000 USDC to a number of people. And you can see this is all on the blockchain. So it's not about even privacy or anything. You can see everything if you go check it yourself. And a number of these people got tokens just at once, and the person that did send them did not have to all go through all the stress of trying to pay each person individually. And it's also safer because you do not do the mistake of you check everything at once, you confirm everything. You can even have a place where it is recurrent, you just copy and paste every time, no need to change or modify anything. And that is why we believe that this is helpful. And we also know that the UX of the blockchain ecosystem right now do need a lot of help in getting things um, to work like to have that feel where you don't have to think before doing like it's almost to have the second nature like we have the current centralized finance. It will never be centralized finance, but we could emulate that feel. And we think most spray is helping in that direction. What would you like to say to that? What do you think? You're muted. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was
Yeah.
expressing all my feelings in silence.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Now, yeah, really cool to start to build in that. Uh, when we start, maybe we don't think completely how this can help for all the people, for community. And right now, we have an partnership with Mochat. Yeah, it's amazing this experience for not just for get any revenue, in, but also you can get a new contacts, interact with the people, know that you are building some useful for your community. It's around of this is it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I resonate what you're saying. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I feel people building on Merge should also leverage. So I know I mentioned the SFS the first time, and also looking at taking all those pins you're building to help is the friction, to help is the painful nature of the Web3 experience right now. I call it painful because it could be really painful to do some things. So that's it about that. Let's talk about optimism retro funding, and I'm gonna do a quick, just more like introduction and talk around it. So retro funding is a thing that the optimism does. And the last one happened. It's called retro funding 4. So there must have been retro funding 3 and 2 and 1. I know it's not always logical that way sometimes, but in this instance, there was the version 3, there was the 2 and 1. The retro funding 3, which was called public retro funding good funding, RPGF, was was happened around October last year, I think. Yeah. And this one just opened on May 23rd. And I had some guide I prepared, so I'm just going to walk through it quickly, just to talk about it quickly before we get to validating is mode spray. So it's reward people that do give uh, that help the optimism block space that creates demand for the block space, or more like you're building something that is helping the collective. So basically, if you are building something that is helping people or doing something interesting, a use case that is useful, you're eligible for this. Well, there's some criteria that we're going to also look at later. And then they're like, this round is looking at over 10 million OP tokens and to reward people building on chain and the super chain. There's some specific chains in consideration for this round. But I think the last round was looking at 30 million OP tokens. Uh, I might need to fact check that, but I think it was 30 million. But this time it's looking at 10 million OP tokens to reward people building a chain. And the applications was like open on the May 23rd, and it's going to close on June 6th, which is like next week. Yeah. So if you have like eligible projects, this might be the right time to start considering submitting your applications. And then the review process is okay. These applications have been submitted. What are criteria you're checking? Is he actually eligible and all of that stuff? And then right after the registration closes up to June 18th, and then the voting for this project starts by June 23rd up to July 8th, and then we've got the results, which is okay. You got the votes and you did all the things you're supposed to do, and we are gonna give you some OP tokens, and that's gonna happen on July 15th. And we are going to talk about eligibility. So, are you eligible? And all these things I'm going to be saying is in consideration of mode spray. Is mode spray eligible for this? We're going to look at all this through mode spray lens, and we're going to take it one after the other. I just want to talk about the overview first. So, there's some criteria, which is your contract must be deployed on any of these chains, and these are all L2s, and they all belong to the Optimism super chain. And this is Frax. We got Frax, we got Metal, we got Zora, we got OP Mainnet, we got Base, and we got Mode, right? So if you are deployed on any of these chains and you are doing something that is useful, creating demand, a lot of stuff, you might be eligible because this has gotten you through the first criteria. That's good. Let's look at the second criteria, which is you need to have like 420 unique address interactions between January 1st and May 1st, the first of this month in this year. So a minimum of 420 interactions. And once you have that, you can also check that the first transactions that happened on this contract or your contract deployed on these chains, did they happen before 1st of April this year? If it did, you just pass through the third criteria. And the fourth one is between January 1st and May 1st, you must have had at least 10 days of activity during this period. And once you've done that, you need to also ensure that you verify. So there are a number of verification process, and you need to verify the contract. And we're going to see all these things being done live today because we're going to actually apply for the retro funding live today. And this will require that you sign some things. using the wallet that deployed the contract. And also, you need to verify that you own the contract code, which must be made public on GitHub. So if your contract code or your tools or whatever the things where the code of your project lies, it should be on GitHub. It should be made open source, and you should have a appropriate license, an open source license attached to it because that's important. And it's also like you need to prove that you own the repo because you're going to verify that. And then you must do some KYC requirements, which are quite fancy. Just read through it and just say, okay, I agree to it, and that's good. Once you do all that, you've passed through the 7 criteria, and then you must make sure you're not residing in a essential country. I do not really know how this is being checked, but just ensure that you're not in a essential country. I think that's cool. So, and also submit before June 6th. If you submit before June 6th, you are eligible for the funding round. And the application process is quite straightforward. The only thing that might need to start is you need a Fakasta account, and if you have that already, awesome. If you don't, you need to create one, and that is what you're going to use to create an account on the website that you need to create the application on, which is retrofunding.optimism.io. So after that, let's just see how that works in live. Uh, am I still there? Okay, good. All right. So let's just see how that actually looks like in application. So let's time to see, is Modspray actually eligible for the retro funding round? What do you think, Osito? Are we eligible? Because this is real life. Are
Yeah,
we eligible?
yeah, I am really excited. All is working, and we have cleared the criteria. Maybe just let's go to work, and it's time to apply, man.
All right, let's see. Let's see. This is the part where we check, is Modspray actually eligible for the retro funding round? And this is the part where if I had like a drum, I'll do drum roll, please. But I do not have any of the sound effects.
Bam.
So I'm tense. Let's see. According to the first criteria, it says, are we deployed on any of this chains? And the question to that is yes, because we can check that because we are deployed on mode. We are literally looking at the mode network explorer to verify looking at the transaction. So that kind of tells you that, oh, we are deployed on mode, and mode is a part of the super chain that is being considered the part of the super chains, which is one of the things that do consider for this retro funding round. So we passed the first one, and if there was, I wish there was sound effects, man. So that's it. I think we can pull a little bit of I don't know.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
think
just
the
pull a little
people
bit of.
suspect it when they say my shirt.
So, man, I'm trying to just put this here. So we passed the first round. That's it. Check. Let's see the second condition. It says you must have over 420 unique on-chain interactions between January 1st to May 1st of 2024. Now, this is tricky because of the way Mospray is built. We definitely have this, so I can prove it, and we can check if we actually do. So I'm going to go back to the contract, and second, let me just check if I'm still live. Okay, I'm still live. All right, I'm just going back to the contract. And on the contract, you can see that I've got yeah. So
Yeah,
between it says between January 1st and May 1st, and we currently see that this was 3 months ago, which according to the calendar would place that around that time to be February. Yes. So 3 months from today is what? So May, 1, 2, 3. So that is February, right? So the contract was created in February, or is it March? Yes, sorry, March, the 4th of March. And the way mode spray works is quite interesting. So let's look at the first transactions that happened around that period, and that was spread to over like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a unique address that interacted with the contract, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is six address, and let's keep the six by the side. Oh, seven, because the person that actually interacted directly with wallet with the contract makes it seven. I'm gonna check the next one, and this is quite a lot. So you see, somebody used Multispray to send 10,000 USDT. You can see
ten
that
thousand
USDT.
USDC. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 10,000 USDT. You see, 10,000 USDT. He sent 100 to quite a number of people. And let's see, how many is that? So,
Yeah, at least we have 100
yeah, so let me
of
just,
transactions, right? If they
yeah,
split, yeah,
100.
in each one, 100, 100,
Yes.
100.
Yeah, so let's see. So I just checked token transfer. So I'm just gonna use a trick. I'm gonna search for this. So I'm gonna minus this. It shows 51 here, right? I'm gonna minus the first one, so making 50. So which means from this top to the bottom here is 50 addresses, right? And this is just page
Yes.
one. Let's see what page two holds. And this is also another. This is page two right here. We can see one down
Yeah.
to the bottom here. That is another 50. Let's see what page another page holds. Okay, so making 50. They're making 101. So this is 101 unique interactions. So I don't think I need to go further in trying to check this out because if this alone can hold 101, and we kind of have, I think we have two other of this sort of like huge spray action. You can almost see that, you can already see that we are due to check that criteria. And this is the one I checked. This is this, all before May 1st. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
just go just not to waste time. I'm gonna put a check between that. We are we passed the second check, man. We passed the second check. So let's see
Excellent.
what the third
Could you
criteria is.
just to verify? Could you review some of the last transactions just to get an a little average?
Okay, okay. Let me see. First page.
Just the last interaction that we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, yeah, you can track this.
Okay, let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. What? This is 10,000. Sorry, 10
Oh my God.
million mode.
10 million more. What's happening here? Oh my
You know
God.
what? You know what? You know what? Let me just show you guys what that means in terms of volume, in terms of like actual uh ERC20, like USDC or whatever. What is the ERC20 token, right? But like I mean in terms of USDC. Yeah, so I'm just gonna search for mode here quickly.
Oh
Uh
my God. That's
I
really
just I want to
crazy,
show I want
man.
to show it. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I'm just saying that for the first time. I think so. I'm just gonna put that value here. Just take out all the commas. $345,000 went
Oh
through
my
mold spray.
gosh.
For God's sake. See, oh my god, oh my god, and
This is really
so
crazy, man.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. 340 and $45,000 went through mold spray to different people, and we kind of survived that. You see, mold spray is actually helping people. Yeah, I can see. Honestly, this is good. This is good. So, in case you're doubting it, evidence. You can always check this thing yourself, right? I posted the transaction, the code, sorry, I mean the contract address, and the link to check this on the Block Explorer right there in the chat, so you can always go there check it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for letting me do that. I feel really good right now. So let's check the third criteria, which is the first transaction on this contract must have happened before April 1st. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we do actually
The cross.
pass this criteria. All right, I'm gonna go to our contract once again. You see, the way to check these things is actually just on the mode on the Explorer. So you're using Etherscan or Block Scout or whatever Explorer you're using. That's where you find the answers. That's where it's written, so you can always check that. So I'm gonna go back to the contract, so we can go to the first transaction, which is the creation, and this is it. the first transaction, or even the first after the creation. So the creation, you might say, oh, it's not an interaction; it's actually just the initiation, the initiation TX. But what of the first one after that happened around March 14th, which according to the calendar in my books is way, way before April 1st. So I think we, okay, I
We
think
are,
we do, oh no, sorry. I think we do pass this as well. How are you feeling, Musto? We just passed the card eligibility. Are you good?
oh my God, I feel so
Excited?
good.
All right, all right. Let's see the next one. The next one says, your contract has had more than 10 days of activity during January 1st to May 1st. So 10 days of activity between that period would mean somebody, some form of interaction has happened almost every day for 10 days. Does not have to be consecutive between the period of January 1st to May 1st. Let's see. Let's see. We can only check. So between January 1st to May 1st, this was, let's just take it that all this happened on different days because I don't want to be going into one of them after the other to check. So just going to count one, two, three, four, five. And I'm gonna go to the first page, five, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. And let me check the last one to make sure that this is way before May 1st. This is April 10th. So according to my books, we are good.
We are good,
So
man.
we're good, we're good, we're good.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna paste this right here again. And for criteria checked. Okay, so I think that is all the criteria that we need to check on the Explorer. What do you think, Mosito? Should we go to the application process to start
Let's
applying?
go.
All right, let's do this. So to
Let's.
apply for the retro funding for, there is a website you need to go to, and this is retrofunding.optimism.io. And the thing is, I wish I could show you the way that looks like. I need to log in with my Wacaster account, and that requires my phone. And since I'm using my phone as the camera for this stream, I needed to do that way before the stream started so I don't have to move things around. So in your case, um, you would not see this page when you come to the website. So I'm just going to paste this in the link for anybody that's considering applying that will need that. You would need a Faculty account, and what you would see instead is an home page of like listing a number of what the retro funding rounds that has happened, and you can select the retro round four. I wish I could show you that, but there's no way I could do that without disrupting a number of things. So we're just gonna go right ahead to apply. So once you do that, you need to log in, and you see a sign in option here. I'm just gonna click it. I can log out, but that's gonna cause a number of disruptions. I won't do that. So I'm just gonna log in here. Once you do that login process, just log in with a Webcaster account. It might require you to scan the QR code with your phone or Webcaster account, and that's it. You write in, you can edit your profile. I already did that, and that is my profile you're looking at. Koha DevRel Engineer, and so the username, and I'm good. So the way this works is you need to add your project to this interface, to this dashboard, and you can add multiple projects, and then you can decide to apply with any of them. So it's saying it says add your first project, which means you can add another one, you can add another one, you can add another one, but you can decide to use one of those projects to apply for the round. So I'm just gonna go ahead to add a project, and this instance we're gonna do mold spray because that is the name of our project. As you can see right here, mold spray, and we're gonna select a description. And what we like to use is just like let me just copy this. I think I have like
Yeah, simple is the
okay.
process of sending tokens.
Yeah,
I don't know.
send tokens to multiple addresses in
Traces
one click.
in
So that's
one
it. That's the
click.
description. That description we use. Or I can just, you know what? So we did some product on some day, a couple, I think last month, and I think I took time with the description there. So let me just see if I can copy that to reuse. Yeah, just save some time, Come in. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this. Don't mind me, guys. I'm lazy. So lazy. Let me just paste this.
Yeah, we need all this information.
Yeah, I think it helps them with the review process to know what they're doing and what your project is actually doing. So that is why instead of sending that one liner, just thought about it that it'd be easier to 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 use this um, to use this instead. So mode spray simplifies the process for sending tokens on mode on the super chain because we are expanding, so that might not be true as at the time that they review this. You can spray each slash ESC tokens to multiple addresses in one transaction, paid contributors, send out grants on token spraying in one go super fast. I'm just gonna quote. Don't know if that's correct, but let's leave it. So the user-friendly interface allows send. Okay, okay, okay. I think that's good. Let me see if I can steal one other thing from here. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So let's go on. And then you need to add an image. Just gonna add one of these bad boys here. Okay, add. And for the project cover, I'm gonna use one of this. Yeah, I'm gonna resize this. Was this I still with me?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna put
Nice.
this right here.
This is
Definitely.
a lot of job for my principal designer.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Don't worry. So, our project is what kind of project is it? So, we have to choose a single category that applies to this project. All right. So,
Yeah,
I'm gonna just read what it says here. I think we
centralized.
feel it utility.
We are
Did you
decentralized.
think?
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. I consider we are decentralized, and we are
It's
deploying
tricky
on.
because I feel like we are more like an utility because um we're like a middleware seasonally or DeFi. It's quite an interesting thing. We're not actually
Yeah,
dealing with the cash. We're just moving it around. So that's interesting.
clicking,
What do you think,
clicking,
Bosco?
clicking. We are decentralizing. Yeah,
You said
yeah. We are DeFi.
DeFi. Okay. All right. Okay. So a DeFi, and I'm gonna add the number. So that settles that.
We have
So
utilities now. Yeah, that's cool.
say it says okay.
Relating to yes.
Mm, all right. So it settles our DeFi because we deal with the actual tokens. We move them around. So in some form, we can be decentralized finance tool. So that makes sense. And we're gonna add the website, which is most for the XYZ, and then we need to add faculty accounts. I'm just gonna add. We don't have faculty account for the project itself, but we can just add for the authors and also the Twitter. Just gonna copy that off a list of things I have written somewhere. Gonna put that in. We don't have a mirror link, so I think that settles the first page. So let's go to the next one. Save, and so I think that's gonna create the project and allow me to go to the next part of the application. All right. So if you have more than one team member, in this case, that is true. Wolfcito is right on the stream with me, and is also a team member. So I'm just gonna add him. And before the stream started, he already created a web test account. created an OP account, an Optimist profile. To do that, the idea is tell the person that is your team member on your team to quote to also go to retrofunding.optimism.io and sign in. It doesn't have to create a project, but it needs to come here and also sign in just the way you signed in. That creates a profile for him, and that makes it easy to just go here and type Wolfcito, and because that is the name of my partner, I'm gonna put this here, and boom, I'm gonna add that, and that should do the trick. And now he is part of my team, just like that. Makes it easy, right? So, and the next thing is to say, I'm done adding this. This looks like a breeze, bro. Like we're just going. Okay. So this is the part where we might need to do some actual pins. So code repository. Remember when I said we need to verify the code report? So this is it. Your contract code is publicly available on GitHub, and you need to verify. So we do have some code report, and remember that I said it needs to be open source, and the ways to make sure that is visible and everybody knows it clearly is by including an open source license to your project. And you can visit the Open Source Initiative Collective initiative to understand um, what license. I'm just going to open that right side, get a license, go here and get a license. So let me see.
Yeah, maybe we need to review that.
Yeah. So, well, let's see what the code. I'm just going to pull up the code, the URL to the code right now quickly.
Mm,
Um,
here I have. Let me send you the most prayer story link. Yeah.
okay. So I'm just going to wait for that to load. And this is the front end of the code, and we have an MIT license here, which is also a type of open source license, which is good. And I'm also going to open the next one. So we have the contract code in a different space outside the front end part of the code, and this is it. It's also public. As you can see, there's no lock here that indicates privacy. It's public, and uh, we do not currently have a license yet. So let's see, how do we actually add the license to this? I'm going to do that quickly. I'm going to create a file, create a file, because you see, I do not have a license. This says MIT license, right? That does not have a license. I'm going to copy what is here, come here and type license here, license, choose a license template, uh, yeah, and I'm going to choose MIT license,
Perfectly, MIT.
report, yeah, and yeah, review and submit. And that should do all the work for it. So it brings up the license. You see, I type license. It showed up this button. I clicked on it, and then we have license. I'm gonna commit the changes right now. I'm gonna say create license, commit directly to the main branch, and that's about that. And now repository as an MIT license. You see, before the stream, we did not have a license, so you see that the process is quite straightforward to do. So I'm going to copy uh, both these repo links and put it in the funding application. So I'm gonna go here and say this paste. Also add another repo. Oh, I need to verify this first. So let me verify that. I click on verify, and I say please add this JSON file to the root of your project. Once you've made the changes, click below to verify. So I'm going to create a new file called funding in JSON and paste this inside. So I'm gonna copy this and go to multiple edit, add a new file, and say exactly as they've written it here called funding.json. And that is what I'm gonna do. So funding.json. I'm gonna paste this right inside. I'm gonna commit the changes. I'm gonna say create funding to JSON to verify repo for retro funding. But just to give it more context rather than just
Easy
all the
peasy.
way. It's a PC, and that's it. So let me see if I click this. Just do some you know, your repo has been verified. One final question: does it contain smart contract code? Yes, it does. Good. It's
Yeah.
open source and it contains contract code. You see, that was necessary so that we can have all these checks. If it did not actually contain and it did not fulfill these requirements, we would not be getting a green check mark right there. And it's important that you see greens. You see grains, grains, grains. You want to see grains, lots of grains. All right. If you have read anywhere, something is wrong, you need to go back and fix it. So we have the other contract code, which is the other project, which is the front end. I think we just add both just for the sake of verify this as well. And it's also going to say the process. I'm going to copy this and do the exact same thing here. Go here, create new file, and I'm going to paste this right here and say funding the JSON, funding the JSON. So I'm going to commit changes, funding the JSON, commit the changes. Yes, exactly. Good. So
Good.
that's it. And I'm gonna go back to this and verify. Let's see if that will do that. Okay. Does it contain contract code? No, it doesn't.
No.
The front end part of the project, it doesn't contain contract code. And we're done. And do we have any packages? We don't have any packages yet. Follow the roadmap to have something in that form. But right now, nada.
Perfectly. I
Yes. So
like
let's
that.
say, yeah, this is quite straightforward. So what do you think? Do you have anything to say about that?
This process is really, really easy to follow. Maybe
Yeah.
yeah, I was expecting something very hard or maybe do a crazy things, but it's really simple.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward. I agree to that. This part is where we verify the contract code. And this is where we might see, okay, it could get a little bit interesting, yeah. But I think we need to just see ourselves how that might look like. So, had your project contract and verify ownership. Your contract on-chain metrics will help batch owners make objective decisions during voting. If you say this project isn't on-chain, then you're not eligible. That is the whole essence of the eligibility criteria. If your project is not on-chain, your project is not eligible for retro funding round four. So in our case, we are on chain. So we can tick that.
Yeah.
So to verify ownership, you need your deployer keys for each contract. All right, this includes contract address, whatever, 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 whatever. Which means all this means is, do you have the the contract address of the contract you deployed on chain? Do you have the deployment transaction hash? And do you have the address that deployed it? And we can all see that in the Explorer. So I'm just going to go right back here and select the first, the contract creation interaction. This should be around, yeah. So contract creation, I'm going to go right here. And you can see the transaction hash of this is it.
Yes, sir.
The contract address of this contract, this is it. And the person that deployed the contract, this is it. So I'm just going to grab all that and populate this part of the form. So I'm just going to grab it from a list I already have created outside the deployer address. I'm going to pull that. the deployment hash, the contract address. So once I do that, that should make that all sorted out. So I'm going to say, and then what chain are we deployed on? Currently, we are deployed on mode, even though we are sort of deployed on base and also deployed on Optimism mainnet because we also facilitate the transaction bundling and things over there. We are focusing more on mode because that's where we have the most volume, that's where we have the most interaction, and that should mean something because of the eligibility criteria that we kind of showed at the beginning of the spray. So we need to verify that as well. And this process is involves a little bit of copying and pasting. So follow through carefully. So say copy and sign the message below using your preferred provider. Then return OR and continue to the next step. We can use it as scan. So I'm just going to open this link. You see there's an underline beneath it, so which means I can kind of click on it. It's going to be a link to something. So I'm going to copy this. It's a message to sign. I'm going to come right over here because I'm not the one that deployed the contract. Wolfcito deployed the contract. I'm going to send this over to Wolfcito to kind of like, don't worry, you're going to see Wolfcito is behind the scene. It's going to do the copying and pasting, and it's going to send me. Once he has done that, this is the link. I'm going to copy the link as well for him so he can
Yeah.
copy link. Uh, so it's going to use that part to create a signature. What's it called again? A signature hash, and that is what it's going to send to me to use to continue to the next step. So I'm just going to wait for him a bit until he has that ready for us.
Let
Process is
me
quite
see
simple.
my message perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah, here I have. What do you need? The address, message, signature, hash. I consider. Yeah.
yeah. Do you have it?
Yes, here I have. This is only for you.
Great. So Wolfcito has gone behind the scene to kind of like use that. Let me just show you what it did practically. So what it did is it came to this use either scan. You clicked on the link. It's gonna open this part, this page for you, and you click on sign message. When you click on that, it's gonna open this. You're gonna connect with your MetaMask address. I'm gonna switch back to mode, and once I've done that, I'm gonna click on it again. I'm connected this time. It's gonna ask me to switch to Ethereum. I'm gonna paste the address. Okay, this is the address of my connected to the MetaMask and the address connected to the Etherscan. I'm gonna paste the message. So you see this message here. It's gonna be pasted right here. I'm gonna click sign message, and that will generate an hash for you. So that is what Usito did, and it gave me an hash. And this is the hash that he provided for me. I'm gonna click continue, and let's see if that is actually okay. Contract has been verified. You can see we have greens. Always make sure you get greens. If you're not getting greens, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So that's all the process behind that part. Uh, if you still have questions around that area because that might be tricky, please leave comments in the chat, and we will see if we can get them. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna save. I can just go to next, but something inside me is telling me to save before moving next. So, list any grant funding or revenue your project has received since January 2023. That should not include the past round of retro funding. So, like I said earlier, that if you do register your contract on the SFS, the mode SFS, you have access to a percentage of the transaction fee. So, technically, Mode Spray has actually been making some revenue. It has been generating some revenue from the transaction that people have been using Spray to handle. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. I think total transparency here is important. I'm going to show you what are the first. So if I go to app.mode on network, and this is the interface where you can see the revenue that your contract is making if you do register on mode SFS. And once you register your contract, you'll be minted an NFT. That is the NFT that is going to be used um, to access this dashboard. So I'm going to developers, you see, and that will fetch.
This dashboard is very cool to me. I really like this. And here we have the revenue. How much is that?
Okay, so this is 0.00000006. I don't think this can buy me a candy, but let's see. Oh, I closed up the CoinGecko. So as you can see, this is a fraction of fraction, and you know it's gonna take a while before I can use this to buy a Lamborghini. That's for sure. All right, so I'm just gonna check Ethereum to kind of see what the value of that is in USD. I'm gonna paste that in the ETH section, and I'm gonna take off the text, and that's gonna be that is 0.0. Okay, not enough to buy. This is not up to $1,
Amazing.
right? And the reason is
There are
because
our revenue.
not a lot of revenue. It's gonna add up. This is just a year. We need kind of volume to transact. We need people doing very huge things, and mode actually helps reduce the transaction cost, which is very good. Transactions go easy, but if you do have a number of volume, we know a number of developers or project building with the SFS that are kind of making some revenue that is crazy, like two, three, four, five, eight. I don't want to mention names, but if you do a lot of DeFi stuff and things, and people actually have to do some, you know, move some money around and things like that, the SFS is gonna make you money. So I was gonna
Yes.
put that right here. So for transparency, we do actually make some revenue, even though this revenue cannot buy anything. Uh, Maybe I don't know, but it's not up to $1. But it's asking us, have we made some revenue? The answer is yes. They're not asking how much is it and can it buy you anything. It's just yes, we made some revenue. So we're gonna put that here. Definitely less than 250K. Uh, yeah, this. With any details, I can say this is the revenue that is generated by the smart by the contract on the SFS on mode SFS, which is sequencer fee sharing. Okay.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna put this right here as of
Just to
6:11
clarify.
p.m. Yeah, just to clarify, 30th of May 2024. And that's it. I'm gonna say we can go to the next thing. Next. All right, so time to publish our on-chain metadata. This is the last part before we get to the process where we actually send this project to apply for the retro funding. So I'm gonna do this, and the process is quite off hands-on. It's hands off. I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving it permission to send something to the EKS. There's a name I can't remember exactly what it is, but
That's cool.
I can
That's
view it at the station, the EAS. I mean, the EAS. So it's more like verifying, just like you've done this thing. Yeah, you can actually just uh, play around with this later. But for me, I think I'm fine. I'm gonna check that later, and then we can actually apply for retro funding round four. If I click this button, Wolfcito, we would be applying for the retro funding round four. What do you say?
Oh
Do
my
I click
gosh.
it? What do you think?
Let me think. Let's
Right,
go,
let's do
man.
it. One, two, go. Okay. What happens now? All right. So we can select the project. Like I said, you can have multiple projects and then decide on which one to apply, um, to send. I just want to do something first. I would like to take a screenshot of this page so I can understand. Capture full page. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that quickly. That's just for my notification. Yeah. So, deadline for application is June 6th. We've seen that already. You do not need to resubmit your application if you make edits, but you do need to republish your metadata on chain. Very good. I don't think we're changing anything yet. So, a number of the eligibility criteria we looked earlier is restated here. So, just in case you need to give it a once over, you can do that. And we select multiple here to be the contract we're applying with. And I must complete KYC. I understand that. Okay, so I understand that any funding rewards I receive, I must claim within 1 year or they will be forfeited. I understand that. Okay, I will certify that no member of the team receiving the grants is a citizen or resident of or just part of any of this. Uh, Wolfcito, are you qualified? Do you check this? Do you pass this check?
Let me
Are you in
check.
any of this country? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm not. I'm not.
Sign.
So, should I go ahead?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not from Cuba or Belarus or Democratic Republic Congo. Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
check
So
it.
once again, another check, and then I certify that the potential beneficiary of the grant is not bad. Oh, very good. Oh, good. I understand that access to markets is required. Okay, I have a WordPress account. I can access it anytime. Good. I
Let's
agree to
go.
the foundation's privacy policy. Good. Okay, and this is the part where we actually submit the application, and I'm gonna do it, and that's it.
Okay, right.
Just submitted.
The rate is good right now.
So let's see what happens now. Woo! We just
Oh my
submitted
God,
our project.
we are in.
Oh my god, we are it.
It,
Oh,
it was so excited and so
I
interesting.
mean,
What
yeah.
informations are there? Yeah, you have.
So,
And
this is something that we actually said in the pre when we were talking about the retro funding round for, which is what to expect. The application will be reviewed, and then they will send mails considering the status of the application, and that is going to end by. I think I have the slides here once again. I'm going to pull that up quickly. Yeah, so the application review process, that's from June 16th to June 18th. So by June 18th, you would know whether your project can move towards the voting session, towards the voting round. And then that is what they're saying. So by July 18th, you will receive instructions on how to claim and to get your retro funding rewards via the email.
oh
And
my
then
gosh,
we can also do some little bit of clout. I'm gonna load this and send it to you. Oh, Sito, we can share this on the
please
stream later. Yeah.
take this. Imagine.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Our Multiple just submitted its application for the retro funding round for Optimism, and that is you saw the application live. Uh, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And we are expecting the voting round to commence. That is if we pass the review process. And once the review process is done, we will be counting on you to vote. I don't know if we can do some campaign about voting. I don't know, but if you do have the position to vote, if you find this actually useful and you think this is helpful, a thumbs up would not be bad. All right. Well, so what do you have to say before we call it a day? It's been 1 hour 15 minutes, and we did quite a lot on the stream. So what do you have to say?
Yeah, yeah, that was amazing, incredible. Just one question, but I
Okay.
believe it's not for us. Is maybe you know how many times can I can we participate in these retro fundings, which with how many projects, you know?
I think you can only submit one project to the retro funding round for each round. I think so, but I think I can be part of several teams. So you can be part of several teams, but each profile can submit one project. Do you get? So like if you have another project you're building with another team, you can be part of that team. But me that submitted this project cannot submit another one, even if we are. So in an instance whereby both of us do have like two types of projects, all qualified, that means I will submit one and you need to submit the other one. I can't submit both. So that is the answer to that question, I think.
That's
I
cool.
got that from the yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If there are comments or anything, I think that's that about that. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. It's been a wonderful time. I'm gonna put uh Wolfcito's Twitter in case you want to uh give him a follow. I'm also gonna put mine. Slash and then the project most pray. So if you want to give us a follow, that is it. If you need more information, that is where to contact us. If you need to drag somebody, that is where to drag us at. Don't drag me, but I mean that is where to find me. Once you
Thank you
find a
so much
project,
for your time, man. Yeah.
yeah, thanks so much for your time. We'll be building. If you have any ideas to build, join the mode Discord or message any of us personally on Twitter or whatever the project, and we'll sure be available to listen. If you also want to partner to have your tokens listed there, also we are open to that as well. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. This has been fun. It's been 1 hour 18 minutes, and on that note, I want to say enjoy the rest of your day, and we do look forward to when the voting process starts. If there's any updates on that, we might come on stream to give you that information, and that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day, brothers and sisters. Bye, 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 man.
Bye, man.